Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hoirun Nisa. I'm from TBI class the 6th semester. Okay, this time I will test paired sample t-test data from pre-test and post-test. Where this is done to measure the effect of teaching technique called semantic mapping on the improvement of the student vocabulary achievement. Okay, this is the data taken from the result earlier. Here there are 15 samples for the same sample, but have two different data. So for the pre-test there are separated results, and for the post-test it also the same. For the per sample t-test, we enter this data, namely pre-test and post-test, to SPSS here. Okay, the first step is enter the two data earlier into SPSS. Then enter this data one by one correctly sequentially. After all pre-test data has been entered, then we continue on the post-test data. Do the same as the first, that is pre-test. Okay, here all the data has been entered, where we know that the sample there is 15 samples. Okay, to the second step is we change the view of this data in variable view below. Okay, for VAR 0001 data, we know that this is a pretest, so we type here pretest. And VAR 0002, this is post-test, so we type here post-test. In this label section, we label the first line pre-test, then for the second line label we give the name post-test. Then for the decimal table, we reduce it from 2 to 0, so that the data is not in decimal form. When we have added the view variable, then we return to the data view. VAR 0001 and VAR 0002 automatically change to pre-test and post-test columns. You can look. And we go to the third step. To analyze this data, we click Analyze above this. Then we select Compare Means. And then we select Pair Sample T-Test. It looks like this. For the pre-test, we move it to the right by clicking on this arrow. And for the post test, we also move it to the right, and it must be next to the pretest. After that, we just click OK, and automatically the result of the paired sample t-test will come out. And this is the results. Well, the paired sample t-test is done, so we will continue on the second test, namely the correlation test. This is the data consisting of 15 students, namely the variable grammatical error in writing and grammatical error in speaking. Okay, from the two data variables, we put them into SPSS. Then enter data one by one correctly sequentially. After all the data has been entered, let's change the view of this data in variable view below. Okay, for VRR0003 here, we change become X, and for VRR00004, we change become Y. It means variable X and variable Y. Then in this label section, for the first line, we give name writing, and the second line, we give name speaking. Okay, why is this variable not written in full with grammatical error in writing or grammatical error in speaking? Because in this SPSS, one column, there can be no more words, just one line. Then for the decimal here, we reduce it from 2 to 0. Okay, we move to the data view. It looks like this. There are two variables, that is variable X and variable Y in the label column. Okay, after that, the next step to analyze this data, we only click analyze of above this. Then select correlate. After that, select bivariate. The first variable X writing, we move to the right, and variable Y speaking, we move to the right. Then make sure the correlation coefficients percent, we checklist. After that, we just click OK. After that, a table of correlation result will automatically appear between the variable X and Y. From here, we know the form of the correlationship, whether the relationship is positive or negative. Okay, maybe it's just for me. If there are a mistake, I apologize. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.